Welcome to the Knitty Kats Podcast, episode 15. If you're a returning viewer, it's so nice to see you again. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Julie, and I am coming to you today from the Colorado Rockies, the foothills of the Colorado Rockies. It is just before Christmas, and I'm really thrilled that I got another podcast in. It is nighttime, so I have to say, show me some grace. I'm tired and tongue-tied. It's been a long day. But I was just excited that I was able to do this. So let's get started. I want to show you my Seela, here I go already, show you my Seela top. I love this. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out because I tend to knit too small. And this turned out a little bit big and I love it. I just love it. I need to knit a little bit larger things. It is a little more sweatshirty. Let me stand up. Let's see. Here. I don't know if you can see. It is a little bit bigger, but I do like it. I wear it with a dress. I wore it with jeans. I've really enjoyed it. I have had to use my mohair brush from Petite Knits. Do you remember I talked about that last time? And I did have a couple people write in that there were some other alternatives. I'm not sure if they're the same thing. This is particularly made for mohair, and it's amazing. I just brush it. Now this is brushed alpaca. It's the Sandnes Garn alpaca. And again, we don't know the color because they use numbers. But I love green. I've decided. I didn't know green was my favorite color. You guys, I didn't know it was my favorite color. It is officially my favorite color. I have knit so many sweaters in it. Again, I had an episode 50 Shades of Green because I think I've knit 5 or 6, now 7 green sweaters or vests. I like all colors, but I think this is my favorite color. I love this color of green. And I'm quite certain that my daughter's going to take this off me when she comes home for Christmas because this is kind of the look, just bigger. But I'm going to enjoy it while I can, and I can make another one. But I think she'll like this too. So this again is the Seela. And I altered the top because the collar, because it's a rolled collar, it calls for a rolled collar, and this you can see is just a little ribbed collar. Everything else is pretty much the same. It did call for the Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. I am in love with that bind off. I'm using it. I'm using it on every cuff. I only use it on the cuffs. What I was thinking on the hem. But I didn't use it on the hem, and I wish that I would have because it's amazing and it's so easy. Stretchy bind offs, you know, I've kind of played with the Italian bind off, different sewn bind offs, and they're just hectic to keep track of. This was so easy. The video that I watched on YouTube was the Coco Knits surprisingly stretchy bind off, Jenny's, but she suggested that you use a smaller needle. And I actually use, I thought I brought it down, a crochet hook. Again, it's one of those things, you guys, that I think that I invented, and I didn't. I didn't invent it. I bind off with a crochet hook all the time, and I also pick up my sleeve stitches with a crochet hook, and I love it. And I thought I had invented it, so I even made a little video, but much to my surprise, it's a Sarah also does it. So I never put the video up, but it's super easy to do. If you don't know how, let me know, and maybe I will put a little video up. What it does is it just allows you to pull it through super fast. I am all about speed. I don't have a ton of free time, but I like to be done quickly, especially when you're at the cuffs or the hem. You want to be done. So that is a really good way to move quickly and not have to fiddle with sticking your other needle in and picking it up. So I always bind off with a crochet hook, and she suggested to use a much smaller one than your normal size, which I did. I think this was knit, what was this knit on? I don't even remember. I think everything I have knit has been on a 10 or a 10 and a half. And I need to stop that because it hurts my hands. It hurts my hands when I do that. So I'm ready to go to smaller gauge for sure. But yes, so this is the Seela sweater knit in the Sandness Garn Alpaca. I got this at my sister knits in Fort Collins, and I actually bought the pattern there as well because they had a store sample up. That's why in this color, caught my eye, the green. So I love this. I will enjoy wearing it. It's so warm. This yarn is, I want to say 95% alpaca. Oh gosh, I can't even read that even with my glasses. 96% alpaca and the rest nylon. So super nice. It does need to be combed. I've had to comb it every time I've worn it. I am going to look for a mohair brush for you guys so that I can tell you where to buy them because I have loved mine so much. I didn't realize how much alpaca I had or how much mohair I had. The next thing I finished was my cowl. This is the Church Mouse yarn, a pattern by Church Mouse Yarn, and I'm pretty sure it's free. The Sultano fine cowl. I am not sure what they knitted in. I got this at my sister knits. I can't say how much I love this. It's so soft. I can't describe it to you. It is knit on the Julie Celine boucle, which is 70% alpaca and 30% wool, but it's so soft. I haven't really tried it on. Should I try it on? Stuck on my earring. Oh yeah, this is good. So good. So you'll know that I also, this will be great for my walks in the morning to cover my neck. It's cold and my coat doesn't go all the way up. Forgot what I was going to say. So soft. Also a kind of a sticky wool though. When I say that, I mean these yarns are kind of hard to knit with. And I've seemed to have knit with a lot of them lately. So what I mean is, do you see how it's, it's just a lot going on. So I like to knit when I'm watching a podcast or when I'm watching a movie, and I don't need to look when I'm knitting. And so these were a little hard because I kept getting stuck my needle, so you kind of have to look. But I love this. I love this color. It's like a cranberry color. This is that the bind off or the cast on? I used Jenny's surprisingly stretchy cast off bind off, so that must be the cast on. Not quite as stretchy. I love this. So pretty. I don't know if you should do a rib. Should you do a rib so it doesn't roll? Maybe that would be something. I think I would like it better if it didn't roll. Isn't that color amazing? I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of weird light in here. I was trying to find a light that I could not have the glare of my glasses, but that you could see the video. So anyway, it's kind of looking orange here. It's not. It is bright cranberry, beautiful, beautiful yarn. I do have this much left. Don't know what I'm gonna make, but I did stop because I didn't want it to go too high. Maybe I'll cast on a little, some sort of an edging because I haven't blocked it though. Maybe it won't roll. Like I said, I hadn't even tried it on, but I love it. It's so pretty. It smells like my new hand balm. It's so dry here now. Colorado is dry. Haven't had a lot of snow. We're supposed to get some tomorrow, but my fingers get so dry and they snag on the yarn, which is kind of embarrassing. I mentioned before that my sister and I own a fine jewelry store, but I'm kind of the front end, and I talked about our estate department, and I have been refinishing jewelry, and my fingers are so dry. I know enough about jewelry repair and construction and refinishing to be dangerous, but I know enough to be able to fix things and restore things on a very small level. So that's what I have been doing to try and get pieces out. It's one of our biggest departments. I think I told you that. And we, in the last month, have put probably 400 pieces, new pieces out, new old pieces. So my hands have suffered. Okay, I think that's, oh no, you guys, my Timbo vest. Do you remember this? I'm not going to try it on. I should take this sweater off though. Maybe I will. Because I'm kind of warm. The fireplace isn't on. I kind of thought I would, but just having the pilot light on is enough. So let me pause for a second and I will try this on. Ta-da! So I do like it. It is a little pelty, so it's heavy, and it has very big armholes, which Devin of Knitty McPurley is who, I was watching her podcast. She's the one who started this whole rage. So I do like it. It is very thick because it's Aran weight, or no, bulky. It's bulky yarn. So it does feel a little bit heavy, although now that I have it with a thinner t-shirt, it doesn't look so bad, I don't think. But I love the pattern, and I'd really, really, really like to make it in a smaller gauge or a smaller yarn. Some alterations I made, I did not even do the collar, and then when I blocked it, I did pull it out. Again, I just don't like things up here. But I would have made the armhole smaller. But it's cute. It's super cute. I did have a little lady at church that I sit next to every week. Her name's Barbara. And I wore it to church last week, and she's like, oh, I love your vest. Would you make me one? So I will be making Barbara a vest if I don't just give her this one. Although I do like it. It's cute. But I will give it to her. She's always has her coat on all through church. And so I think she's cool and needs a vest. So I will give this to her. She's a knitworth. She would be so grateful. She offered to pay me to do it. No way. She's darling. I think she's widowed. So I would be happy to give her this vest. Those are my finished objects. I kind of was in a place where I was finishing things the last video, so I really haven't knit that much. Just finished things and started the cowl. What I'm working on now, approaching Christmas, will be a shawl, a little Sophie shawl. So as you know, when you're in retail at Christmas, if you can imagine, it is pretty exhausting. And I do very often fall asleep with my knitting, just on my needles like this, mid-stitch. So I don't really want to start anything huge because it will be messed up. So I told you last time that I was going to work on a Sophie shawl with this combination. Now this is the Ito silk mohair, and then the Make It tweed. And my sister knits had this put together in a couple different colorways in their shop, and I thought this was beautiful. Look how it's almost see-through. It's lacy, but it is so soft. And I will love to have this next to my skin. I thought this would be beautiful with a black cashmere sweater or a camel. I have a camel cashmere wrap, or just a black jacket. I think it's beautiful. I'm so excited about this. I started it last night. The other thing I wanted to tell you about the Sophie shawls is I do them on double point needles. So you can see I have stitch stoppers on both sides and of the one needle that it's on, and then I take them off obviously and then just work. As it gets longer, if I want to go wider, I just switch to a wider double point. But it eliminates that fiddliness of the interchangeables. So I think they're great. So that's my pro tip about knitting the Sophie shawl. But while I was wanting to knit the Sophie shawl, I knew I had this, but last week I was able to have a little special time with my yarn. I have a cabinet, the cabinet that was behind me in the last video. I have a cabinet that is full of onesies or maybe 2 skeins of something. Not enough to make probably even a vest, but they're things that I bought that were special at a yarn show, or when I first started knitting, I just was buying things because it was a pretty color. I don't really do that a lot anymore, but I did find some things in my little special time that I thought would make a great shawl. This is one that my sister and we went to Rhinebeck in 2022, and this is alpaca vacuna alpaca, which is a very high quality alpaca, and silk. And it's a lace weight yarn. But it is so pretty and would be so soft on your neck. Again, lace weight. And so it's 60% baby alpaca and 40% silk. And it is, I can't read, bitsyknits.com. She was at Rhinebeck. And then the other one I found was one that had gotten at Miss Bab's booth. And it's the Rhinebeck 2022 color. And I thought this was beautiful too. And so I couldn't decide. So maybe if I get one done, I will just go right into another one because I think they're great to have this time of year. I think they can add a lot to your outfit, dress it up a little, especially if you're doing the silk and lacy look. I think that will add a lot to any outfit. I wanted to mention that the Sophie scarf calls for a US 4 needle. I think that's 3.5 millimeters. And I had a viewer last time ask me, what am I knitting this on? And I have, with the Sophie scarves I've made, used 4 millimeter needle or US 4 needles. It just changes the outcome of your scarf. And I thought I had brought down my other little Sophie scarf that I had done in Baby Yak. Where is that? I brought it down. I will try it on because it's so pretty. In fact, I'm gonna go get it because it would be really cute with this. Hold on for 1 second. So here's my Sophie shawl that I made out of Baby Yak. And it is the softest, beautiful, most beautiful, luxurious knit I think I've ever done. And I didn't go very wide, so you get to control how wide you want these little shawls. You just stop increasing. I like them not quite so wide. And this is the exact length that I like them. So, this is Darling. And so soft. So what I mean by that is you just stop increasing and then knit to where you want, where halfway is, meaning, okay, I need to slow down, sorry. You weigh your yarn, and I know that people have talked about this. So you weigh your yarn, say your yarn is 100 grams. Well, you wanna knit to about 45 grams or the length halfway of how long you want it, then you start decreasing. So that way you'll have enough yarn. Now, if you want to start decreasing before that, you can, to make it the length that you want it. I think my shawls need to be 50 inches. I think that's what mine are. So I knit to 25 and then start decreasing. Now in this case, you can see I went for a while just this length. So I only increased for probably about 13 inches. Decreased for about 13 inches, and I think these are 50 inches overall. And that's the length that's good for me. I don't want them too wide. They're just so pretty. Isn't this pretty? Chocolate, blue and brown are so pretty together. I love them. This is another one that I did, which I've shown you before. It's the Thursday Shawl by Nina Granlund Saether. Pick this up, you guys. It's so pretty. Love this. I'll put a link in for this. I did the same thing here. Hers goes much wider. I don't want them that wide because my neck, maybe I have a very short neck. I don't know. But I want it to stay straight. So I don't know. How long is that maybe? Maybe about 4 inches, I think. 4 inches long. This is another one, super pretty. I made the blue one like this while I was in Norway, out of Knitting for Olive for my mother-in-law. Well, actually I didn't make it for my mother-in-law, I made it for myself because I wanted a blue one. My husband is visiting her now, and I knew that she would love to have the blue. She looks so pretty in blues and purples. So I did send it, and he said she liked it. And she probably wraps up and stays warm, and so that makes me really, really happy. I was supposed to do the mitts, remember? I didn't get the mitts done. The second pair of mitts. So I sent her a scarf, and I'm glad that she likes it. I think that's all I'm working on. Oh, I wanted to show you a couple more shawls though that you actually could pick up, because I think, like I said, once I'm done with that Sophie shawl, I'll start another one. My sister showed me this one. It's the Reiki scarf, and I love this because this has cables and eyelets. See how it has the cables? and the eyelets. This is super pretty. This one, I think you could use a little bit bigger yarn. I think this calls for DK. The Young Folks Knits Party Line Shawl. She has one. There's so many. And I think the Italian Knitter, she has a podcast, and I think she also has one. Hers might be free. This one is Heartland Knits. And it's just like exactly like the Sophie shawl. My sister Knits gave me this one. This is the solo scarf, but they had it in shop and they did not have it this long. So this is a pretty wide one, but again, you guys just make it as wide as you want and as long as you want, however many times you want to wrap it. Here's the Thursday shawl, the one that I just showed you in the gold, this one. And if you follow Nina on her Instagram, she knits so many of these, just in different, some in mohair, some heavier, all different colors, really beautiful. And then I love this one. I know this is a bigger shawl, but I love this shawl, A Simple Affair. I don't tend to wear a bigger shawl, but I love this one because I love eyelets. I'll put links to these all in as well. So those are some easy things that you can knit. In my mind, I thought I either have to find a hat or a shawl to just pick up and knit. And I decided shawls. I like them very much. What I've purchased and what I'm going to work on, I'm going to keep this short. I did buy Knitty McPurley's color, Christmas colors. She's probably the only online dyer that I buy from. It's so consistent and her colors are vibrant and beautiful. And then again, I shop local, but I love hers and I love her yarn and I love her. But this is the Christmas color. I think there are still some, but this is like a mint green, plum, kind of a brownie. This green is so pretty. You can't see it. It has browns in it. And then the gold. I have enough here. It's all fingering. I have enough here probably to make a sweater. So I'm going to do that. My sister got these too. She got the big version, so if I don't have enough, she probably has some. And then I bought the color of the month. This is probably the prettiest color of the month she's ever had, and I'm so happy I got it. It has baby blue golds, this corally, pinky, lipsticky, so pretty, and the olive. I mean, this is beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to make with this, but I am going to make it. I also got from her a new little pair of scissors because I only have 25 pairs of scissors. But she had a new color and it was Christmassy and glossy and they're so pretty. These are the Devon scissors. They're so pretty. Got those, treat for myself. And her long-awaited balm. I love this balm. I like her hand balm anyway. This is one that she did for Easter, Sanctum, and it sold out really quick. So I was on it. When she put it out there, I was on it. I'm not sure if this smells frankincense and I don't know the color. It's very organic-y. I want to say hippie, but it's meant to be church, like a Catholic church. I love it so much. But the bad news is, and good news, my sister can't handle this smell and she didn't know it. So I have an extra one. I traded her my pumpkin chai. That's not my smell. And this wasn't hers. So she got mine, I got hers. And it's so nice. Love it. Yay. Okay. And then when I was having my little session with my yarn, which I was so excited to do. I mean, I felt so good after that. I got things out and touched them and just thought, why did I buy this? And I'm glad I did because it's still beautiful. I don't know how people destash because I go in and kind of have this great time with my yarn and just enjoy it and look at it. I don't know how people get rid of it. But I did find things that then I could knit. Stuffed in a basket was this yarn. And it's a Rowan Alpaca Classic. Alpaca, go figure. I'm going to the alpaca farm this year. And I had 7 of these in the white and 2 of these. Now they're only these colors. They're only 25 grams. So this is kind of a blushy And this is just an off-white. There's no yellow in it though. It's really pretty. Super soft. And I thought what I'd love to have is a winter sweater that's mostly this, but a little, I don't know, let me take this off. Just like a little couple stripes or edging or some sort here and on the cuff and on the hem of the other color. And I have enough, I hope. But I wasn't sure if I should do just this because it's pretty fine. I'm trying to read, I can't even read that. It's so small. Oh, 23 stitches per inch, or for 4 inches, I guess. So I went to My Sister Knits and picked up a mohair. And this is the Malabrigo Natural lace. So lace weight, and I don't know what this one is. This is looks like light fingering to me. Maybe I'd have a sport weight of that. And then I was able to find a Knitting for Olive of this one. So hoping to hold them together so maybe I don't have to make a fingering and I can make a sport or a DK. I don't know what my gauge will be. I haven't done a test yet, but I'm looking for suggestions on a pattern. I do like, I spent a little bit of time with my patterns. I've had a nice time while my husband's been gone. I miss him desperately. It's kind of quiet, but it's just me, which is kind of nice. So I've had some time to just go through things and clean things. And I found this one, the Mycroft from Isabel Kramer. And I thought it would be really pretty to do just the top pattern part in the pink. And then the rest of it in just a plain stockinette. I thought that would be really pretty and not do the edging. I also have this Westbourne, which I've made before, but I think that the gauge is too small. And not do all the stripes, but just a few. As you know, I like these collars. But then I thought, how about a Paloma in the all white if I have enough? I don't know if I do. So pretty. I love this pattern, Espastrico. Another Espastrico, Cedar Point. There might be enough to do that. But I think and then this one. And I had kind of decided I was going to do this one while I was upstairs looking at my patterns. The Missoni Accomplished. I have enough yarn to do that, I think. And I think it might be the right weight. But I don't know that I want the big stripes. I really had my heart set on just a really classy off-white sweater that was soft with the mohair and then the little stripes. So if you have an idea or a pattern, I've seen a couple on Instagram, but I can't find the patterns. But that's a ways out. That will probably leave my January cast on or my after Christmas cast on. I'm just doing shawls for the next couple, till Christmas anyway. But while I was there, I also found some beautiful cashmere in a raspberry color. I love this. And it was on sale, so my sister got it, and I got it for some beautiful little cashmere mitts. And she picked up an extra bit of a like charcoal color to do trim on. So I'm sure I could borrow some of that. We'll see. I don't know. I'm so glad I had the time to do this, you guys, because your response to me after coming back, after being gone for 3 months, was amazing. I'm sorry I gave you such a dire picture of my health. It's not really that bad. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. And you guys were so nice on saying you're so positive. I am, because I refuse to be any other way. I just won't do it. I don't want to speak words into my life that aren't positive. I believe that's what my belief is anyway, that I don't want to say things that are negative because I don't want to be a negative person. So I'm going to be fine. I'm going to continue on. I have a couple more hurdles and then I'm like going to be great. I wanted to also tell you, thank you for telling me that my hair is pretty, because it's kind of a mess all the time. I do my own hair. I go get a haircut every 6 months, about maybe 3 times a year. But I found someone to thin it out. My hair is super thick. And so I've not wanted to grow it long because when I put it up like this, which I like it off my face, it hurts my head. These things hurt my head as it pulls my hair down. So I've always had short hair for the longest time. I grow it out and then I cut it off because I'm like, I'm so sick of this hair. But I think I found someone who she thins out in big pieces. So I'm really happy with it and I'm enjoying it longer. I like being able to pull it all the way back and that makes me happy. So thank you for telling me it looks nice. You guys are so nice to me. You made me feel good and welcomed me back to the podcasting. So I'm happy to be back and I'm happy to wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. Jewelry has a big, big history in the Bible and it's very, very interesting. Sometime I will go through it with you because we work with some wonderful designers that are actually Armenian and Persian and a lot of Jewish people. And so I have a lot of Jewish friends in our industry. And I also have a lot of really special Jewish clients. And one of them told me this week that Hanukkah and Christmas are on the same day. So that's amazing. So Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. I have a lot of friends that celebrate Christmas and also celebrate Hanukkah. So I'm so glad that I was here to do that with you. Next time, I want to talk a little bit about using all of the Advent yarns that you've gotten. I have some really cool patterns that I'll show you, and I want to talk about hats. So I think that's it, you guys. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. I poured myself a glass of wine, hoping to have a very romantic fire behind me, but it's way too hot. So until next time, Merry Christmas.